Hello, hello, hello. And like Eddie always say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you all had a fantastic, amazing, exciting weekend, because we're still in Saturday. And Saturday. For all you care, we're still in Cancun. Yes, we're still Cancun, and that's why we're still together. Yeah. So, welcome to Business Analysis Simplified. Each episode will be a portal to a new adventure, right? Where we explore business analysis topics, concepts, techniques, and apply them to everyday living. I know you say I have a lot of grammar, so simplify it for us, please.
What I'm saying is, during the week, Ola makes this fantastic and beautiful video about that topic. On Saturday, we talk about it. How does backlog management? How does it even affect our everyday life?
Yes.
So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about this BA terms, but even though we're talking about BA terms, we want to try and bring it home. How can we apply this in our everyday life? Business analysis techniques or terminology simplified. That's our goal here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So before we go to the fun part, let's hear Madam Ola here talk to us about backlog management in the BA world, like in BA terms.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with what backlogs are. That one is a little bit tough for me to pronounce. So I might stumble once in a while. Backlog. Yeah. So backlog. Backlog is used on agile projects or software development projects to store all the list of items that will be achieved for the project to be considered done, right? Okay. To bring the project to fruition. So all the list of requirements will be put in a backlog, right? And it's just storing those requirements. And then it's management. Backlog management is where all the stakeholders come together, the developers, the product owner, the business analyst, and they look at what is priority. Okay. Yeah, depending on the business value, depending on the return on investment, right? And then they place those items at the top of the backlog so that the developers, those who are working on the development of those items, of those features, would know to first work on those
the key ones.
Because of course projects run out of funds sometimes, so you want to be sure that you cover and you implement all the ones that are priority and are of most important value to the business before you run out of funds. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so there's something that caught my attention. Well, a couple of things. Well, the number one thing is, for every project there has to be a list of requirements or activities that you're going to carry out in that project, right?
Right.
And then when you have that list, you now take a look at it and say, what is the most important thing on this list?
Yeah.
What has to be done first? So more like level of importance.
Right.
Sort of. Right. So then you make that, you prioritize it that way. So when the team wants to go start working on that project, for instance, on software development, you know that this feature is key. For instance, if you're going to manufacture a car, you know that the key feature, it has to have tires. It's got to have the engine, it's got to have the steering wheel. I mean, the color of the car now comes as an way down the because your car can move even if it's white, blue, pink, red, or green.
Right.
It really doesn't matter.
Right. You want to first concentrate on the engine, right? Because that's its key.
Yeah.
What is a car without an engine?
Okay,
right.
So how does this relate to already we spoke about the manufacturing of the car, but how does it relate to our everyday life?
Oh, yeah, backlog management.
So what is your backlog in life?
Oh, I like that. So you know that, like we just said, that backlog management is primarily for task management and project management. Yeah. However, there are some principles of backlog management that could be applied to everyday living. So principles like prioritization, reflection, and what other thing is coming to my mind? Organization. Okay. Right? Those are the principles that could be applied to everyday living. And I'm thinking of self-love already. How can I apply backlog management to self-love? Okay. Right? So you have a list of activities that would give you fulfillment, joy, right? Right. You want to put those on a list of things. right? You want to engage in self-care activities like practicing relaxing techniques, like going for a massage to calm your nerves.
Okay, you know what other thing as we're talking that just popped into my head was every single year we make all these New Year resolutions. Right. What are the things I'm going to get done in 2023? Right. You have a long list. Yeah. It makes sense because guys, feel free to contradict me here. If you're listening, if you're watching, and as that's June what?
June 3rd.
You already achieved everything you set out to do in 2023. Please, kudos to you. Let's know about that. You are clearly the exception, and we should actually bring you on the show and celebrate it. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is every year we have a list of things to do. Yep. How about we sit down with that list and prioritize it? Manage that's your backlog right there, and you say, okay, if before 2023 ends, I must, of a certainty, of a necessity, finish this. Get this done. As you go down the list, there are some nice to have. There are some wants. For instance, I would love to earn $50 million. But I'm not going to, say 2023 was not fantastic if I don't, because it's nice to have. Right. But for sure, you have some financial targets you have for yourself. Right. You want to, for instance, we wanted to come on a vacation, a walking vacation, my BFF, my partner, and myself. So we decided to do that. Right. That is priority. Right. Book the flight. Get that out of the way, because that is how you manage your backlog. That's how you manage your list. Yeah. So you could do that. As we're speaking, it's not too late. We know it's June already, but visit that your what's it called?
Your list of items
that you wanted to get done for 2023, and then prioritize them. Right. What are compulsory what are things that are compulsory that you have to do?
Yeah. Right? Based on this importance and based on the value it's going to add to you and probably to your family. Absolutely. So self-care activities, for sure, you could use backlog management principles. You could apply those to it. Another one that's coming to mind is conflict resolution, right? In marriages. Or tell me a marriage that does not have a conflict, and I'll tell you I'm living in paradise.
But you know that mostly women, we are the ones that mostly, for the most part, I know we have the exception to the rule. Some guys, oh my God, they will tell you what you did like 25 years ago when I first met you at the bus stop, and I was trying to say, hey, how are you? Lady, and how you responded.
Some men are like that.
They keep a list, right? But usually it's women that keep a list of things. So you're in a relationship, you're married, and you remember all of these items that this guy had done. Oh, January 2021, he did it. August 5 at 3:54 a.m., he did this. Or September 10 at 2 p.m., 2:05 p.m., he did it. You have a long list of items. It's important that we talk through these items to resolve those conflicts. Right. But we know that it's not possible for every single thing that you want this guy to do or you want your partner to do to get done. Right. You cannot even ask for, like, we're talking conflict, so let's even stick with that. Yeah. Somebody has done something you don't like. There are some of those things, or he's doing something you don't like. There are some that are priority. They are deal breakers. Those are going to be at the top most part of your list, so you're gonna have to talk through that, right?
Absolutely.
There are some that they're gonna be live and let live, right? Meaning, I've come to accept it that this is who you are. It's not gonna change, right? So live and let live. So those maybe will be in the middle of your list, and then there are some that are what we call live and let go.
Yeah, yeah,
that
absolutely.
No. I think live and let go. Live and let go. This guy is not. I'm not even.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to ever change.
Worry myself about.
And it's not even your duty to change any human being, right? So what we're saying is to maintain a backlog of topics, of concerns, of issues, of matters arising, right? And then prioritize them, because you want to be mindful of how you come at people, and most especially your partner, the person you're doing life with. You want to be mindful of how you come up at them. But again, you don't want to bottle up emotions. And so you want to put time, pick on those items that are priority, that you know that if you talk about it, if in an honest and open environment, you have open communication about it and you're able to resolve it, then your living together will be amazing, at least more amazing than what you have presently. Absolutely. So prioritize those items, talk through it in an amiable environment, right? Or manner. And then once you check off that list and your life is
Led
dandy and good,
Oh.
then you could start working your way down that list.
Yeah. And again, you know, one of the things we also always talk about is that you've got to pick your battles. You have got to pick. You can't afford to talk about every little thing. See how you're walking. See how your head is shaking. See how your neck is turning. See how your fingers are toiling. See how, you know, you cannot afford to do that. You've got to pick your battles when you're in a relationship. But now we're talking about people that are already. What about people that, you know, one thing we find, I mean, I don't want to date us now. When it comes to coaching people, particularly people that are about to get married and are in a relationship, we realize that sometimes we talk about the sun, the moon, oh, how I'm melting, how I look at you, and then I see the world. But what about the things that are really important?
So there too, you could have a backlog of items, right? Maintain a backlog of activities and experiences that you and your partner would like to enjoy together. So have a list. It can include date night. It could include vacation. It could include hobbies or even gestures of affection, right? Have it on your list and prioritize and plan these activities to ensure that you have quality time and you're sharing moments that will nourish the relationship, right? And as you do that, you're checking it off your list. Of course, more items will come in that list, and that's why we call it backlog, because you would keep adding
document,
right? You keep adding to that list, and when you some will call it grooming. When you groom or you refine the list, then you say that, oh my God, date night is really at the low of that list. We need to move it up because, of course, date night would bring about that loving mood where would and that would enrich the relationship.
Absolutely.
So you want to be mindful of how you refine and moving things up and down the list.
Absolutely. One thing that was also popping into my head now is still another twist or another side to that relationship building. Marriage itself. I know most of the, when we say, oh, life is a project, we look at the wedding as a project. So you're saying, okay, how do we know that our wedding is successful? When the hall is booked, the cake is ordered, my gown is here, my husband's suit is here, the food is good, blah, blah, blah. What about you treat your life as a project, your marriage? What is the goal of this marriage? You two people, you decided to do life together. What is the goal of your union? Why do you want to come together? And once you decide on that, that's like your project goal. And now you make a list. What are the things we're going to achieve as a family? What are the things we're going to achieve as couples? What are the things we're going to achieve with our children? How do we make the world a better place? Because, you know, the Bible does say one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. How are you going to chase your 10,000? It comes with backlog management and prioritization. You must make a list of the things you have that common goal. Then you can come at it as a couple. And when things are rough, you're going to be reminded of the reason, your project goal, your life goal. Why did we do this in the first place? I know it might sound like, oh, are you serious? This is very academic. So we should sit down and begin to write. I say write.
It is important to write. I was just going to say that making a mental note would not cut it. Like you really, literally have to bring out a pen. If you're old-fashioned like us, bring out a pen
or your computer and type it in and store it in the cloud.
Find a little.
I'm just saying, you know, Gen Z.
Oh,
they do everything on their computer.
By all means, yes. Use computer, use your notepad, use anything. But I find that when you make that list, it works, but it's like writing something on a set stone. Maybe not just setting it on stone because it's rigid, but having something to look at, right? And to refer back as a reference, right?
Absolutely.
And then you're updating that list. You even see where we've been and where we are right now. That story so far, right? And again, when you talked about family, you alluded to parenting, and that is key too. When you begin now to raise a family, to have young ones that oh my God, that one too is key. Parenting is a dynamic and evolving journey.
Absolutely.
And the flexibility that you need to have is crucial. You have to be flexible. It's important to embrace spontaneity, right? And adapt to your child's needs, because of course your children will have their own needs. So creating a backlog of activities and experiences that you want to share with them to strengthen that parent-child bond it's important. You
Important.
could include playing games with them. And someone will say, really play games with my kids? Yes, please. By all means, if there's Xbox that they like, and you just take a moment to enter into their world.
What if I'm the Ludo person? You know Ludo, old fashioned
Ludo, you could bring them into that world if they are like, yeah. I mean, it depends again on the way you present it to them. You could, so if you spend time learning a little bit of Xbox or PS5, because that's the reigning one now.
Really?
Right? Yeah. If you spend time, would say, okay, I have done that with you. So how about you come into my world? Let me show you how to play Ludo, or this Ayo that they use to play back home, right? You teach them the games that you were involved in while you were growing up. That again is building a bond.
Absolutely.
Parent-child bonding, right? So then going out, reading together. So those are the list of things that you would have as a parent. Those are your backlog items, right? And then you begin to prioritize them as you see the importance and the value that they bring to you.
Absolutely. So guys, what we're saying in essence is backlog management, even though it's a business analysis technique, is applicable to our everyday lives. Absolutely. Today you've woken up, or tomorrow you have a plan. What are the activities? What are the things you need to do? If you're the church-going person, you need to go to church. After church, what next? You're going to make lunch for the family, or you're going to go hang out with friends, whatever it is. Those are the list of the things you want to do. We're saying that it doesn't have to be, a ground or earth-shattering moment when you're trying to make your backlog. It's just saying what are the list of the things you want to achieve and how are you prioritizing them. This is applicable every single day of life. You look at your activities for the day and you arrange them in order of priority and importance, so that even at the end of the day, by the end of the day, if you could only go halfway, but you know that the important things are ticked off, because our brain is so deceptive. Sometimes it takes you to the easy thing, so that, and then those easy things are going to take a lot of time, and then you're sitting there and say, yes, I've been doing my, no, you're doing the activities that are not important at the end of the day. So what we're saying is every single day, this backlog management technique in the BA world is applicable to our everyday life.
Absolutely.
And we're saying and the reason we're trying to simplify this is to just tell you that, see, business analysis is amazing. It is amazing.
Right.
And if you are ever thinking that, okay, maybe it's about time to change career, you want to become a business analyst, or you're thinking, oh, maybe it's about time I earn more money. I want flexibility. I want to be able to spend time with the family. I want an extra income. I want to go into the IT industry, but I don't want to waste time going back to school. I don't have an IT degree. I don't have business analysis experience. We're saying that we've got you covered. At mypmbiz.com, Ola and myself will fashion this program that within 10 weeks, no matter where you are currently in your career, you can absolutely transition like a champion to business analysis.
Absolutely.
And we have a class ongoing already. I think our next class is going to be in July. Watch this down. We're going to give you the date, but I know sometime in the middle of July is going to be the next cohort. But right now we have a cohort going, and it's been amazing.
Absolutely.
All these amazing to do, so the lives that have been transformed from this of our offerings, our courses at mypmbiz.com.
Awesome.
If this has blessed you in any way, if you've learned one thing or the other, feel free to reach out to us. Send a DM to myself, send a DM to Ola. Let's know how this is, how you're feeling this.
Right. Or you ask questions, right? If you have questions, if you need clarity in some form, shape, or manner, reach out to us. DM KDO, DM myself, and we'll be sure to answer your questions, right? What we do on every Saturday is we simplify all the techniques. So every Wednesday, you will hear me talk about a business analysis technique or a concept or a topic, and then on Saturday, we'll simplify it. Right, we'll find parallels between those techniques and everyday living, because we in every way, or in a way that we all have not thought about, we are doing some kind of analysis already. Right. So if you decide to extend that to help organizations, why not? Absolutely, dial it up with our Foundations of Business Analysis course, and you are sure to have, to get value for your money.
Absolutely.
And for your investment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. So
I think this is.
You want to join us again? Yes, you want to join us again next episode of Business Analysis Simplified, where intelligence meets creativity and humor reigns supreme. Until then, remember to embrace the magic of intentional living. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.